What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room. And this is where we're at now. So, Stephen A. Smith, a little while back, it hadn't been that long ago, maybe last week sometime. He he said some things about Jasmine Crockett. Now, from what I heard and stuff like that, it wasn't nothing crazy. He was just giving his opinion about how Jasmine could be a better congresswoman and can do her job a little bit better. Technically, that's what it basically boils down to. Yeah, we all know Jasmine Crockett has been doing a lot of dog and pony show, puppet mastering and acting crazy up there, in DC and stuff like that. We know these are facts. And in the meantime, her constituents have been suffering. She hadn't passed any real bills. She's not trying to work with anybody to get any bills done for her constituents and stuff. And it's just it's showing. But we're gonna go here now, see what Stephen A. Smith had to say, and then we're gonna hear what he had to say on the rebuttal of the situation. Let's go here now. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
Endure this weekend. What I had to endure this weekend were an abundance of people talking a whole lot of stuff about me because they did not like what I had to say about Representative Jasmine Crockett. She is a Democrat out of Texas. Texas's 30th congressional district. Her work, and her verbiage and all of that stuff speaks for itself. And she has become, a big time public figure in essence, not just as a representative, but speaking out on a plethora of issues involving the current administration and the White House, et cetera, et cetera. And I made some noise last week because I had the temerity, the unmitigated gall to say this about Representative Crockett when talking about the state of our politics in the midst of a government shutdown, by the way, that has unfolded since October 1st. Take a listen to what I had to say last week, please. You Jasmine Crockett or somebody like that. Ladies, I respect intelligent women, no doubt. But how Jasmine Crockett chooses to express herself, I'm like, is that going to help your district in Texas? Aren't you there to find a way to get stuff done as opposed to just being an impediment to what Trump wants? How much work goes into that? I'm just going to go off about Trump, cuss him out every chance I get, say the most derogatory, incendiary things imaginable, and that's my day's work. That ain't work. Work is saying, that's the man in power. I know what his agenda is. I'm not exactly in a position to stop him since the Republicans have the Senate and the House. But maybe if I'm willing to work with this man, I might get something out of it for my constituency. Because like Joe Manchin said, he's there to represent, or was there for 15 years to represent the people of West Virginia. She's supposed to be there to represent the people of Texas. I don't know. Maybe that just sounds ignorant because it's so simple. But it ain't that damn complicated. We make it complicated. Damn, it's frustrating. It really can be. And all the verbiage and all the nonsense.
So, before he continues, what I'm saying, we all know what Jasmine Crockett has been up to, at least the past, definitely during the past election. She was out there completely showing her rear end and things like that, talking clearly out the side of her neck and not getting really anything done for the people of Texas. And this is sad right here that Stephen A. Smith calls this situation out because she's still up to the same old tricks, doing the same old thing. And her people in Texas are suffering. They're suffering because she's not getting anything done out there in Texas, not passing any laws, not trying to, work with the new administration, due to whatever reason. And this is hurting the country when we having this situation go on, and definitely with the government shutdown, all this crazy stuff. This is hurting the country. This is hurting the people out here, and the people are sick of the games. People, the voters are sick of the games. And I suggest that, when these people's next terms come up, for them to, get reelected for these seats in Congress and all this type of stuff. Y'all need to really think on getting rid of these people and vet the new people to make sure that they actually give a damn about the constituents of whatever city, state, not country, but whatever city, state that they're trying to run for. Because this makes no sense that you would have this lady up here acting the ass all these years, bro, and her people are suffering in Texas. This is just crazy here. Let's keep going.
Since that I've heard over the last few days. It's why it can get exhausting. Because nothing frustrates me more than when people have the truth at their disposal and they choose, maybe not lie, maybe not even embellish, but allow their emotions to usurp facts, and all of a sudden want to use that as an excuse to label me as being something and doing something I'm neither not nor have I done. Which in this case is disrespecting Representative Crockett out of Texas, who, by the way, has had an invite to this show for weeks, by the way. Governors Josh Shapiro and Spencer Cox came on this show. Senator Lindsey Graham came on this show. Joe Manchin, now retired, came on this show. Bill O'Reilly, Bill Maher came on this show. Okay?
And I definitely understand that, it's ridiculous, but I can't sit there and say that Stephen A. Smith wasn't gonna get backlash of any sorts, because this is the deal here. When you're actually talking about people and you don't agree with people nowadays, they tend to want to, flare up at you. And if they don't do it, there's other people out there that will. Like he said, there's a lot of people out there talking out the side of their neck, talking about he said things that were, basically crazy about Jasmine Crockett. I don't see anything he said crazy, due to the facts of what he said. Obviously, it's the truth. She need to learn how to get along with her colleagues, because, whatever party you with, y'all are actually trying to run the government. You need to try to get along. You need to try to figure out stuff. You need to try to work with these people so you can get the people of your state and stuff like that the things that they need and want.
As an invite, Hakeem Jeffries, Democratic House leader, he just was on this show. I've invited Jasmine Crockett. I have nothing but respect for her. I just disagree on what she's making headlines for, because I think it's counterproductive to the ultimate goal. But yet, here we are, and the word disrespect comes in, and people try to engage with words, like disrespect and implying misogyny and all of this other nonsense. Stop it. Stop it. Can we be grown-ups and deal with what the real issue is involving what I said? Willie D, Roland Martin, Bakari Sellers, and Angela Rye, who I have profound respect for. I mean, the list goes on and on with all of these people. I don't have their names in front of me. To my producer that texted it to me, I don't have my phone on me right now, so I apologize for not having those names in front of me. But I'm what are we talking about? How's it disrespectful to say what I said? Could you just disagree? Could we just say, yo, Stephen A., I disagree with you. Here's why. We got Willie D. Put up that quote, please. He's putting out quotes or text or tweets about me. Let's see that again. Stephen A. Smith taking shots at Jasmine Crockett ain't just messy, it's weak. Dude is sitting on one of the biggest mics in America, and instead of using it to uplift, he's tearing down a black woman who's out here putting in real work. That ain't critique, that's betrayal. Jasmine Crockett ain't the problem. She's the kind of woman who walks into rooms full of snakes and makes the snakes flinch. Meanwhile, Stephen's showing what happens when the paycheck gets louder than the principal. That's sucker shit, straight up. End quote. Wow, Willie D.
And what the French toast is there to think
Oh
about?
my goodness. Okay, Willie D. Jesus Christ, man. Okay, Willie D. You know what I'm saying? And Willie D saying this and stuff like that, which is crazy to me too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't even fix your issues with Bushwick Bill, dude. You know what I'm saying? So, regardless of what they were, whatever, nobody really knows. The mass people, we don't know. But you didn't even fix your issues with Bushwick Bill. So you on here talking out the side of your neck because people disagree with what Jasmine Crockett is doing and the things that and the way that she carrying herself in public is because she's supposed to represent the state of Texas and stuff like that. And the constituents that voted for her are not getting any type of thing that they really want, need in any shape, form, or fashion because she too busy trying to play games and talk out the side of her neck and, trying to disagree, thinking that's, shit gonna change because she, I guess, standing her little ground or something or whatever. This is crazy to me,
You sure are uplifting. I mean, I got to be touched. That was inspirational. Really, that really, really was. That was inspirational. I'm doing sucker shit. That's what you call inspirational? That's what you call uplifting? Really?
He stands.
It is what it is. I stand firm on that. He ain't fix his own issues with fucking Bushwick Bill.
Now, I haven't heard everything that Roland Martin said, D.L. Hughley had to say, and all the other names that I mentioned, but I'm sure it's along the same lines. None but respect. First of all, I'm going to be very, very careful about anything that I say about Roland Martin because he's a friend. I'm going to be careful about anything that I say about D.L. Hughley because I have respect for that man. We've spoken a few months ago. I got nothing but love for him. I am concerned about him not making people laugh and smile as much anymore as he used to because he's more of an activist now than a comedian, but that's a choice and that's his right and nothing but love for him and respect. And anybody else too. My issue with Bakari Sellers is how he talked about me without ever speaking out or reaching out because you don't like a position that I took before or whatever, but you want to come on and sell your book after. See, I don't play that nonsense. I don't like that. Disagree with what I said. Say why without all the other nonsense. Got nothing but respect. Willie D got over 1 million subscribers. Man, props to you. Doing your thing. Wishing you nothing but the best. Not getting into all that nonsense. But let's deal with what I was saying, please. Can we do that? Can we be real? So let's take it. Let's take it back. Let's look at the resume of Jasmine Crockett. 30th Congressional District. By the way, the two senators that represent Texas is Senator John Cornyn and Ted Cruz, both Republicans. I'm so surprised. Okay. So you got them in Texas and they're doing their thing, right? What are we talking about here in terms of Jasmine Crockett's district? 750,000 North Texans. Texas's 30th Congressional District, vibrant community in the heart of Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. That's the area she represents as a congressional representative. Earned her BA in Business Administration from Rhodes College and her JD from the University of Houston. She's licensed to practice law in Texas, Arkansas, and the federal courts. So this is an accomplished, well-educated woman. Ain't nothing about her stupid. Ain't nothing about her something to dismiss or disrespect when it comes to her resume. Let's get that out of the way so as to make sure I'm not being disrespectful when we're talking about her, okay? What's her reputation? Crockett's performance in the House, according to research, and her success in delivering wins for her district is quote unquote mixed. She's active, ambitious, and visible. Exceptional when it comes to fundraising. But many of her major efforts are still works in progress, bills stuck in committees, introduced but have stalled, etc., according to Congress.gov.
All right, this where we at, though.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
So, we got the logistics pretty much. Of course, we all have seen definitely over the past few years here what Jasmine Crockett's been up to, definitely since the election started last year or year before last. And it's been, crazy since then. Jasmine has been on a just straight crazy crazy mindset and stuff like that, and I definitely agree with Steven on this situation here, man. I think she needs to calm down, and I'm not knocking her accomplishments at all, but I'm saying though too, she needs to calm down and focus on trying to get things passed for her people in her state. And I think the reason why a lot of stuff is not getting passed is because low-key her colleagues don't respect her. Even the colleagues in the Democratic Party with her, I don't think they just, they respect her, but it ain't just it's like a tit for tat thing, you know what I'm saying? It's like a little you know, because I mean, let's just be honest with you though, you know what I'm saying? If she was actually, doing things in a decent manner, she will be getting stuff passed, you know what I'm saying? Because she seems like she's a very accomplished young lady, and she's not, stupid, like Steven said. Of course she's not, but no, bro. Seems to me that her attitude and the way she's carrying herself is stopping her from doing her job. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Man, love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.